how's it going? Thomas Decker here from guitarrevolution.ca, and today I'm gonna talk to you the magic box, the 4 magic notes that will give you tons and tons of mileage for soloing and improvising. So let's begin. So as you saw here in the intro, I was soloing over blues, Chicago style blues on the key of E. Okay? So what I used there, it's nothing more than pentatonic scale. But I was not using the whole scale. And that's because sometimes when you want to use the whole scale, you get a little bit overwhelmed with so many notes and you start playing, disconnected music ideas. And it's very easy to just be, noodling around instead of actually jamming in. So that's what happens when you limit yourself to a certain number of notes. And that's what you're gonna do here. These 4 notes are found in the pentatonic scale, like I said, but only the D and G string. So the pentatonic scale we have, the most famous of all, finger 1 on the root, 12th fret, and then go 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, on the B string, 1, 4, and 1, 4. However, we're sticking just with these 2 strings here. As you can hear, this is the root right here. This is E. Here's D. This is G. And this is A. Okay, we're not gonna go over those notes there, okay? We're just gonna stick around. And what I did in the intro was using different octaves of this. And you're gonna see this very soon. Just before we move on, there are a few things that you need to know. When I'm playing these 4 notes, I can play them in different rhythms, which brings movement to and musical sense to the notes, right? If I just play this, where's the music there? But if I play, okay, there you hear some sense on the notes, right? So it's very important for you to play around the rhythm of how you're playing the notes. Not only that, articulation is key. You don't want to play just down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's the foundation of guitar playing, right, with the pick. However, we can use techniques like hammer on, that just brings some different dynamic on your playing. So hammer on, pull off. So I'm slides, bending, and we can bend just to the next note here, the blue note, right? This blue note is very cool to slide like that too. On the G string here, you can do some micro bends like this. You see that I'm not quite reaching the note. I'm just referring to those notes, right, in a micro bend. A lot of blues players do that, so keep that in mind, okay? Now, let's take a look at the octaves. We have this first section here, the first set of 4 notes on fret 12. And then, what you can do to go higher, you go 3 frets forward. 1, 2, 3. And down 1 string. So I am on the B string, fret 15. You hear everything I play in one octave works on the other octave very well. And it doesn't sound bad. It just gives a different intention, right? Okay, that's the higher octave. If you want to go lower, count 2 frets back and 1 string up. the notes will be always in the same fingering. So if E is here, E will be also here. And also here. So here's the first, the root, here's the seventh, here's the minor third, and here's the fourth. That's the minor. Now, if you notice in the intro, I also use the major pentatonic. And to find the major pentatonic is super easy, okay? Here's the minor. You can totally hear that, right? Bluesy, grit. Now, if you want to sound a little more joyful, happy, all you have to do is do the same shape that we're doing here on the same fret, but strings B and E. And this is the higher octave, we're in the higher strings, right? Well, to find on the G string, same, you just count 3 frets and go up the strings. Same shape. And then here, 2 frets back on A and E. So here is the major finger, 1, 3, 1, 3 on the B string. Here is the E now, okay? It's not the ring finger anymore. This is E, this is F sharp, this is C sharp, and this is B. And then same here, here's E. And I can bend the G string here up to a whole tone or half tone. I can use the blue note here. So you hear that that major sounds good, but doesn't really sound bluesy, right? It almost has a country-ish twang to it. So, which is good, but you can come in and out of the major, right? Some people like to say 70-30, 70% on minor, 30% on major, and I like that ratio too. And one way to make it sound more bluesy is to transition using some notes of the minor while you're in the major. So, for example, here on the G and D string, here's the E. One thing that I like to do is like say, and then I go finger 1, then I 3 on the scale, the blue note, and then I slide to the minor. So I'm here. See how I transition from the minor to the major, right? So it's a good way to mix those two. I can do the same thing right here. Fits and works every single time. Or another way I can do this, and I do this a lot, I just use finger 1 and 3 on the strings D, G, B, and E. It's right there in the same fret. All right, now let me put the backing track back on and let's jam a little. There we go, let's do it. So I'm gonna start here with the first box. Sounds good. And I go an octave in the next round. Octave. Lower. Pretty cool, right? You can transition from minor to major using different octaves and create so many different phrases with these 4 notes alone, the magic box. B.B. King had his whole career to master on that, and he was a genius on that. And this is one of the main tools every lead guitarist have in their tool belt, right? Every time they go to jam, every time you see a guitar player soloing, they're using that magic box, 100%. And if you want to get more tools on your toolbox, on your tool belt, I invite you to download my free 30-day lead guitar jumpstart guide, where I guide you in 30 days to get in your hands these tools and to get working on them. It's not just a list of things that you need to work on, but actually I give you lessons on that for you to actually have them in your fingertips, all right? Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. See you then.